Quinoa has been a fixture in the diet of the people of the Andes for centuries. The seed is gram for gram one of the most nutritious foods in the world. Once it was only found in specialty health food shops. But the demand for the grain has since mushroomed, encouraging more stores to carry it in the United States, Europe, China, and Japan after its exceptional nutrient values were discovered. America's Now contributing correspondent Dan Collyns reports on the impact this is having in Bolivia and Peru, where the superfood is grown.
Illuminated in the golden glow of the Andean sun, a field of quinoa ready for harvest. In Bolivia, much quinoa is still harvested by hand. These images conjure up a pastoral idyll of Andean farmers living as they have for millennia in harmony with Mother Nature. But the golden grain of the Andes is nowadays big business. It's not just production that has tripled, so has the price, which is a big incentive to grow the crop. A few hours from Bolivia's de facto capital, La Paz, near the shores of Lake Titicaca, this village is cashing in on the quinoa boom. In La Caya, it's become something to celebrate. When these men were children, quinoa is what helped them combat malnourishment and poor living conditions. But it was never a profitable crop, says farmer Petrona Urici. Now it is. With the quinoa plants recently sown, there's still much to learn about organic production, and also how to boost their yield to satisfy the eager market. That's why quinoa is finally getting the recognition many here believe is long overdue. 2013 marks its International Year, with special recognition from the United Nations. But as external demand has tripled its value, are Bolivian quinoa producers still eating this ancestral crop? I asked Paula Mejia of Bolivia's Chamber of Commerce for quinoa. As the middle class grows, diets are becoming more westernized. Quinoa is having to appeal to new tastes. Everything from canapes to hamburgers to breakfast cereals. Quinoa will have to adapt if it is to compete with imported processed foods. It's ironic, but as the world benefits from the protein and mineral-packed punch of quinoa, its historic producers and consumers may be turning their back on the grain and spending their profits on junk food. Like Bolivia, Peru is also promoting domestic consumption of quinoa to combat malnutrition. Here at the Casa de los Petizos children's home, quinoa, apple and cinnamon punch is on the menu, part of a government program to promote healthy breakfasts. Nationally, 16% of Peruvian children under the age of 5 are chronically malnourished. That figure shoots up to more than 40% in some rural areas. Juan Reineck is the Peruvian Vice Minister for Agriculture. It's something Peru's First Lady, Nadine Heredia, has been combating. With a special focus on the rights of the child, she promotes the Andean diet with quinoa as its key component, questioning that impulse of mothers and grandmothers to buy imported foodstuffs when the cheapest and most nutritious option is at their fingertips. Quinoa's adaptability and resilience make it an ideal food security crop. And it's so nutritious, NASA chose it as food for astronauts on space missions. Here in the mountains of Cusco, agronomists continue to discover the multiple properties and varieties of this crop. Not only is it packed with essential amino acids, vitamins and minerals, but it can also be used as an organic detergent. Saponin, the seed's bitter outer coating, which is washed off before eating, is still used in remote areas to clean clothes and as a disinfectant. The qualities of this humble seed continue to surprise and delight. The question now is whether production can satisfy the growing demand for export, as well as combating malnutrition at home. Quinoa is being called the Andes' gift to the world. Can it also rescue the people of these mountains from centuries of inadequate nutrition?
Our thanks to Dan Collyns for that report from Bolivia. For its nutritional value, the ancient quinoa has become a gluten-free favorite among vegetarians and health-conscious eaters around the globe. As Dan Collyns mentioned in his report, its success has not only helped people's diets, it has tripled the cost of the mighty grain from $3 in 2006 to $20 today for a 12-pound sack. But for the people living in some of the poor villages of Peru and Bolivia, the rise of the protein-rich grain has come with an unhealthy price tag. As the niche market has grown, quinoa has become too expensive for many of them to buy it. As a result, many of the villagers in both Peru and Bolivia who have lived off quinoa for centuries are turning to cheaper, often less nutritional foods imported from the West. A gut-busting menu of items that includes rice, noodles, candies, and sugary soft drinks like Coca-Cola.